Hello everyone here. It's final 100 online class of purchasing management. As you can see, there's two photos on the covering page. The left-hand side, there's wine, glass, experience, bar table. Right, obviously it's the nightclub or bar, or you can say the lounge. But if you want to enter it, you may allow to 18 years old. And you can enjoy your drink there. If not, no rush, just wait the other 2 or 3 years. Right, the right hand side, that is well-known tea shop in Taiwan, and it got original shop in Taichung City as well, named Chunshui Tang, and it also the franchise tea shop everywhere in Taiwan's Taipei City, Kaohsiung, and etc. And they are very famous products, as you already know, which is bubble tea or pro milk tea. Bubble tea has become the hot search keywords on the net in 2019, last year. I hope you may come to Taiwan soon and have tasted it, and it's so nice. Of course, you can have bubble teas in the shop like Chunshui Tang. You can sit there inside it, chatting, eating with your friends. But you also can buy such a products or drinks by the takeaway shop. They got different name as well. Chunshui Tang, their sub brand name will be the Cha Tang Hui. Okay, they got the handshaking tea shop, which is takeaway shop as well. And you don't need to walk in, eat, drink inside the store. You can take it to your home, office, even park, and wherever you like. Right, so this is today's lessons. We will concentrate on the beverage purchasing and also introduce you a few of Taiwanese tea shop brand name, and also how to conquer the cost control in food and beverage industry in Taiwan. Right, let's start. Let's just quickly review storage and issuing from last lessons. There are 4 points of these lessons. First one is storage management board. You need to always keep your food fresh and avoid them getting bad soon, and therefore you need to put them in the right place. And also you need to avoid someone to take it as a thief, and etc. And the second one is the storage requirement. As I just mentioned, there are 3 of the places you can storage your food: refrigerator, frozen, and dry storage. So you need to be aware their temperatures and moisture are all incorrect. And also there's some of the rule to obey, such as first in, first out, FIFO, and etc. And the third one will be the calculation safety stock. It's very serious problems. Otherwise, if you don't have the safety stock, your chef will shout to you they don't have enough ingredients for their lunch or dinner, and you will really get yourself in trouble. And also, if you on the other hand, and if you get too much stock inside your storage, which is use too much space, and you will also get yourself trouble, or you need to return it to your suppliers. That is the other stories to going on. So safety stock will be necessary. And issuing as well. I just mentioned small restaurant and or medium restaurant. You just take in to your storage and take out to your storage. That is straightforward. So issuing, just recall who will take it and went. But for the big restaurant or franchise group, there's the other story. You have different department or branch needs the storage. So you need to they need to take orders and they need to keep everything in record, such as the date and how many units and product's name, and also who are taking it and the time as well. So shall we continue our today's lesson? Here's two parts of today's lessons. The first part is the purchasing of beverage, and the second part will be the cost control. The purchasing of the beverage step is all the same as the food. So it's following from the ordering, purchasing, receiving, storage, and issuing. But you may concentrate on the purchasing of beverage is the source of the surprise. And also you need to know sometimes you need to calculate the time for the shipping, because some of the wine and spirits chains may probably need to have sometimes to regard the setting or maintain the good wine list, or also they need to pass through the custom, and it takes times. And then the receiving, of course, you need to ensure what you orders, and we will discuss that later on. And the storage, they can have different kind of alcohol or non-alcohols, how they storage, and also the issuing. Okay, it's very important because actually the beverage is much more valuable items in comparing with the food. And then we will talk about the cost control. So today's learning objective, we will start from the classifier of beverage, and also tea shop in Taiwan market, and tea shop brand name in Taiwan, and the aim of purchasing of beverage, and also the purchasing cost control with conclude. Let's just classify the beverage, which means drinks. In Taiwan, the most traditional way to have the teas is with the teapot and teacups. And that is, you need to put the tea party ceremony and get a lot of people to chat together and enjoy elegant teas. But recently, most of the young people, they would like to have your handshaking tea on hand and take them to the office or home, or even on the street. So it's quite different. We will discuss that for next slideshow. As we just know, beverage get two catalogs to classify. First one is non-alcohol and the other is alcohols. Alcohols means you need to drink it till 18 years old above. You get a permit to have that, and that is the regulations on it. So, well, we need to talk about non-alcohol first. Yes, in Taiwan's tea will be constants first. There are a lot of kind of tea, such as the green teas, black tea, and etc. And in Taiwan, we got the very famous oolong tea, tie guanyin, and others. Then you can drink it hot or cold as you like. And the second one, that is most of the countries, most of the country in all over the world, they really enjoy the coffee. And you can add you can have a hot coffee or cold coffee, even add some milk or sugar with it, and etc. Now they got more and more specific coffees for different kind of persons. And the third one will be the juice. As we just mentioned, Taiwan is tropical islands with full of the different kind of variety fruit, and all of them could make the juice. So you can use the juice with your alcohols to make the cocktail, and also you can add your juice with the tea to make different kind of tea with different kind of ice as well. And the fourth one, is the milk. Yeah, as I just mentioned, milk is the dairy product. It got very short life cycles, so it going to bad quickly. That is why you need to keep that in the right way and set it in the right way. And the fifth one will be the soft drink. As you know, the soft drink is the Coke or maybe Sprite or maybe the Pepsi and etc. Most of the cocktail will mix with the soft drinks to make it as a bubble. But recently you will see there is a soft drink add for some fruit. That is the new products for now, and it's quite get the trend and popular. And alcohols, you will try there's three kind of catalogs. First one is wine, second one is spirits, and the third one will be the cocktail. The wine, they are white wine, red wine, and the sparkling wine, and etc. And the alcohol percentage will around, the wine will around the 10 to 16, I think. But there's lower alcohol drinks such as the beers. Beers were lower than the wine. Beers alcohol percentage probably is from 4 to 8. Alright. And the spirits such as whiskey, brandy, vodka, and tequila, rum, and etc. And that is quite strong. They got very high alcohol percentage, is above 40 till maybe 50. Yeah. And then they got cocktails. You need to mix the spirit with the probably juice or soft drink and etc. And it presents the colors, the flavors, and the ice. That is kind of like shows while you drink all of them in the bar. Meanwhile, let's talk about beverage industry in Taiwan at the moment. Taiwanese love drinks. In this decade, the handshaking tea shop has increased a lot due to the young persons. Young people, they used to have the cup of tea, so just like right hand side photos. They can take away as well as they like. And especially these tropical weathers in Taiwan, you can have such the ice cold drink that will be so comfortable and so good for this kind of weather. And according to statistics from the Administration of Finance (ROCs), they shows this 5 years source from as you can see from 2013 to 2017 is 5 years. And handshaking tea shop annual sales has increased till 500 billions. which you can see the orange bar on theirs, and it's going up, up, and up. Then the brown bars is named the shop is also increased a lot as well. Therefore, in 2018, the statistics already reached to 962 billions, a 8.9% growth rate. You never know, it just still keep going up to 1,000 billions. Wow, that's huge. So that is the very important industries in Taiwan for the innovations industry as well. If you come to Taiwan, there's handshaking tea shop everywhere, and it always got the new brands names comes out. The next slide shows I will tell you what's the original one and the TOD, I mean the histories of it. Until now, they even got the new brand names comes out. Maybe 2 or 3 months, just have one. And also they have the new products nearly by every month. Right, we discuss that later. Since we already know handshaking tea shop booming in Taiwan, there's more. As this page, there's lots painting of the tea shop logos here. Can you imagine? It's not for all. It's just part of it. So welcome to Taiwan, and you will recognize all of them. Before we start here, we will discuss these two shops. It's original for the bubble tea. Okay, since we start the stories, we will know the bubble tea first. Bubble tea is the milk tea and handshaking with the milk, sugar, and the ice, and add some tapioca ball inside it, and everyone will drink with the straw. But recently, the environmental concerns, so we will change the plastic straws to the glass one or stainless ones. Right, and even the paper one. Okay, the bubble tea will start. The story will start from the 1985 or 6, that period times. There's two shops. They all say that's the original. One is Taichung Chunshui Tang. The other is Tainan Hanlin Cha Guan. And they all put the same things inside there. Of course, now it's just the name of the Taiwan's bubble teas. If you talk about Taiwan, you would think about the bubble tea. You talk the bubble tea, you will think about the Taiwan's. So, and they even, I mean, these two kind of shop, they even go to the court and sue it. But by that time, they didn't they didn't apply the patents and also the logo right. So that's why everyone could make the bubble teas. That's good for custom. That's good for all of the peoples later on. Alright, and then we will concentrate for the next one. From the bubble tea, we will say the cocoa tea shop, or 50 Land, or maybe Qinxin Fuquan. There's all very old bubble tea shop, and from the original is not so big, and luxury shop in Taiwan, but you can just take it away and drink everywhere. And there's the other two shop I would like to mention. The first one will be the Cha Tang Hui Tea Party. Tea Party will belong to 春水堂. So that's their handshaking shop. And there's the other one is called Kale. Kale is the 五十岚 sub-brands. And not only in Taiwan, they don't have much shop in Taiwan, but they have in Asia or other place. It's quite international brand called. And then there's the other 3 or 4 famous shop for the handshaking. One is T-Top. The other one is 吃茶小铺, the green and the black logo, that ones. And you will see the right hand side, that is one 大院子 and Mr. Wish. These two is original famous from the fruit tea. So that is the fruit tea brand. And we will talk about rest of them. They are very new brand. No matter is a nice holiday or maku or cake cookie and cha thai and Wanpo or Yifang. They all very new. And also the other one is milk shop, that is sales for the milk, because their products is it says they finding out their fine milk and good quality of milk to make their tea. Right. And the other one I want to mention is the cha thai. Cha thai, which is famous from the Asias, not only Taiwan, is quite international tea franchise, and also in Canada, in England, everywhere. And also cocoa as well. Cocoa recently is not only in Taiwan, is go out to the rest of the world. Right. So that is the old traditional brand names such as Coco, 五十岚, 清新, Fuquan, and the last part will be the new ones. Okay. That is the old one, these new ones. Okay. And I would like to tell you that is the fruit tea brand. So those from the right hand side, those parts with the red circle ones, that is all sales fruit teas as they are famous. The purchasing of alcohols and non-alcohol beverage, like that foodstuff, has the aim to purchasing the very best quality of item at the most competitive price for a specific purpose. As beverages will frequently contribute more to profit than foods, and as they require consider fewer staff to process them into a final product to the customers, it is essential that adequate attempt to give these areas. What is important to bear in mind always when purchasing beverage is the brand products are more likely to attractive to customers. Therefore, you need to more restrict source of your suppliers, such as you need to know where how the wine shippings and which original countries are they from and how to be sold. And usually shippers are concerned with the wine from the particular regions only, and that is means they got the sales limited. So that is what you need to think about it. And the second one will be the storage. Because of the wine or tea or coffee, some of them are very high values. So you need to consider, do you got the storage? I mean, do you hold the stock size? And does your storage secure? That is very important issues. If not, probably you can order in it and work with your suppliers, and they got their storage and they store for you. So you can see how which way will be convenient for your shop or your store or your bar. And then maybe you need to rent the wholesalers. And the other way will be cash and carry. These methods we just discussed earlier on the food. I think on the purchasing 102, I forgot. Okay, anyway, it's earliest. We already discussed in that chapters, and it relates to the food. So cash and carry business or supermarkets offers a very limited range of spirits, wine, beers, and etc. at very keen price, but no other service. They are useful to in emergency or when special offers are being met. And of course, most of the beverage, especially the wine or the spirits, they are bottles. So you need to very worrying and conscious while they are delivering or moving. So that is very important things you need to concern about. And then, as I just mentioned from the beginnings, all of the purchasing steps are the same with the food. After we just discussed about the purchasing of beverage and also your suppliers for your beverage, I mean for the liquor or spirit or wine and even the tea. And you also need to make sure what kind of purchase methods with your suppliers, such as cash and carrying or the contract and etc. There are three of main objectives for receiving beverage. Shall we just get it through quickly? The first ones, you need to open every single cart or cases. And for such things, you need to check is that empty or missing or even some broken bottles while they are delivering. And you need to ensure who's responsible for is for the delivering driver or for you or for the suppliers. And secondly, an accurate record is kept for all of changeable empty delivering and returning. So you need to read through or look through for the contracts. If you want to change the empty or delivering wrong numbers or return wrong numbers, how kind of procedures you need to get it through, and you need to spend how many times or days. That is very important for your safety storage as well. And the third is the delivery of beverage are timetabled with the suppliers so that those responsible for liquor stores are available. Right. So you need to make sure the timetable with your beverage comes in. You need to count the shipping times, especially due to recently like coronavirus. Maybe you will take longer then. And while your goods come to the customer, then you need to have the examined times and how many days for that, and then you will get the responsible for your storage and delivery. Right. That's we call for the receiving beverage procedure. Right, let's move to the storing and the issuing of beverage. That is final two step of the purchasing. Well, the storage of beverage has three conditions need to concerns. The first one will be the dry, or you can say the drop-free, which also means avoid the sunlight straight away. And the second one will be the temperature. As we know, the spirit wine or red wine, they got the range of the 13 to 16 degrees. And then the white wine and sparkling were under 10 degrees, which means maybe your company or your restaurant or your bar need to buy the cellars will keep the certain temperatures and the moisture for you, and you can control it. And then all of the tea, coffee, and etc. you can put in your dry storage, but the temperature will not above 20, and of course you need to put avoid the sunlight straight away place. And the last condition will be the locked. So in the storage of the beverage, they got the quite high values. So that is the assets for the restaurants, which means it is necessary to record the issues of the drink to the kitchen or to other ground of staff and etc. And you need to lay down by the company policies. If someone stole it or someone broke it or whatever, and they got the fine or they got lost their job and etc. Right. Shall we move to how to calculate the stock and how you know your beverage revenues? Okay, there's the result for the total average consumed, which is your beverage revenues. So you need to open your stock plus the purchase, so how much you buy it, and then you need to minus your closing stock. So that is your revenues. And if you want to know your turnover rate, what is turnover rate? You need to know how long you need to buy it, or why you need to buy it, and how many and how much of it. So you need to know the rate of your stock turnover. You need to calculate your cost average of consumed first, then divide to the average value of stock at cost price. That will get the result of it. No matter the food or beverage business runnings, price always the keywords for connect with your customer. Right, while we talk about the price, there are three elements to effect for your price. The first one is customer, second one is competitor, then the third one will be the cost. Alright, customers' values of the price, that will be the highest, so it's on the sky, is above. And the lowest one will be the cost. No any of the businessmen will make your business lost. So cost normally is on the bottom lines of your price. Okay, between the customer's sense and the cost, that is the match, that is the merge between them. That is make your perfect areas. But in fruits, your price going up or going down, that is the third element. Who is the competitors? So the competitors will influence your price going up or going down. For example, just like the bubble teas, there's three bubble teas on the street. Okay, everyone sells bubble tea is $50. I mean Taiwanese dollars on the streets. But if you want to sell these 60s, you must be better than the 51s. So, or if your quality won't get the won't compete with the 51s, then you only can choose to sell the 50s. Or if you think your quality is not as good as the 50s, you only can go to maybe 45. Right, so that's the concept. And the second thing, so you need to know the cost, always the lowest and always on the bottom line. The cost is measures from the menu design and your SOP ingredients, as I just mentioned on our purchasing class. I think that's the purchasing one. If you don't know, you can go back and listen it again. And that is the cost, is on the bottom line. And between that makes the profit. Right? This is three kind of different words for you. And I hope you can know how to control the numbers going up and going down. Without doubt, any of owners or managers in restaurants or food and beverage industries will only concern one thing, which is they make sure they earn their monies. Well, in this case, there's two elements will be pointed out in here, which is profit. The other one is the cost. Alright, while we mention about the cost, then we need to see the purchasing managements in men. So today we will talk about how to control the food cost, or how to reduce your food cost. According to a study by the Natural Resource Defense Council in American and also Environmental Protect Council in Taiwan, they all got conclude one thing, which is 30 to 40% of food products is waste, and it costs approximately more than 165 billion per year. And one of the biggest contributors to the food waste problem is the restaurant, or you can say food and beverage industry. And all of the waste could hurt your business or your restaurant's bottom line. So setting a goal for your restaurant and making small change for your purchasing progressing, that will help you to impact on your profit margins. Well, then how to reducing food costs and waste. The first things, you need to calculate your food cost. And how? Right, there's a formula. Food cost formula will be using the cost of goods sold divided by food sales and times 100%. Then you will know how many percentage for your food cost. And what is the healthy food cost percentage in between, which is 25 to 35%. But if your food costs were higher than this, try to reduce on your labor cost or your rent, and that will even out in the end. And secondly, you need to work your food suppliers carefully, and you will watch out your suppliers can get you lower your food cost. If possible, you need to compete other suppliers as well. And if you got the other options, you even can buy them in different kind of price to reduce your food cost. And the second one, to be consequent when you calculate your inventories, which is your storage. You need to calculate your inventory or your storage actually at the beginnings or the end of each of your days for running business. But if you cannot do that immediately, at least you can do it by week or even by month, and check your inventories on regular space. Sometimes we will use check it or physically by month, even by a season or by a quote. And the fourth, please join a group of the purchasing organization, which will deduct your food cost. Especially in this technology world, you can use a lot of the websites, plan budget to help you to deduct it. And there's got the and also there's some other source like local farms or local farmer markets and etc. And it also could help you with that. And main things is for the purchasing management, which is you need to manage your food orders. Order minimum menus, offer minimum menus, and also need to order everything in time and get fresh. Don't let your food get bad quickly. So you need to ensure all that, and check of your food price for any of the suppliers and shops list, and using seasonal food as possible, and depend on your location as well, and beware your food specialist with your products. That is very important because sometimes number 1 and number 2 avocados might get difference, and you need to have the optional, and just to find how to make more perfect of it. And the 6 will be inventory response, portents controls. Controlling your portions of your food is an excellent way to reduce your waste, and monitor how much food is being to throw away. So you need to concern your food portions. And the 7th, use the first in first out methods. That is always important for any of the storage. So you will always use the fresh. And the S, to utilize your daily spatial. So you need to use your daily spatial menus, which you could clean out all of your kitchen and reduce the waste that is for the daily specials. Allow you to clear out your stock while also making a profit as well, and keep your staff informed. It is important that your staff know the price of your food and how their actions can affect your bottom lines. So if your staff is knowledgeable about how much the food costs and how to utilize its properly, they will be more careful when prepare food, and also prepare the dishes. Well, so that is for your food cost, and it's nearly the end of our purchasing management course. That just mentions we purchase food and beverage in 4 steps, as ordering, purchasing, receiving, storage, and also the issuing. Right. While we run for the business, we need to look through for the profit and loss statement and also the cash flows. Food and beverage will count into the variable cost, and it will going up and down every day. It runs your everyday business. But without that, they still have something you need to purchase to help you to run the business, such as like those pictures here. You need to buy the oven, you need to buy the tables or chairs or even lights or shelf to run for your restaurant's business, and also all of the plate and etc. So purchasing stuff also need to help you to buy it, and at the same stage they need to compare all of the suppliers and all of the items. Then they go to the next stage, they order it and they just have receiving it. So that's the first 3 steps we need to concern. The first one, they need to comparing, and the second one, they need to ordering, or you can say purchasing, and the third one, while they deliver it, they need to receive it. So they don't need to storage it and they don't need to issue it. But it's not always the same, because if they've got different departments, yes, they still need to issuing or storage it. It depends what kind of stuff you are buying. Okay, so the step is all the same, but all of these items, they got longer life cycles, not just like food and beverage. So they will become to the assets for the restaurants. So all of the stuff you already buy, equipment you already buy into your restaurants or the beverage shop, they also got the life cycles, but it's longer than food and beverage, which is probably 10 or maybe 5 years, 10 or 5 years longer, and it got the valuable, and you can put that in your fixed cost, or you can put that in your asset, and they got life cycles to reduce and reduce of it. That's why if you really close your business, you still can sell them out as your asset, and it got some values, reserve value at the end. Let's just quickly conclude and summarize for 7 plus of purchasing management. First of all, correct purchasing maintains adequate level of stock to meet the need to customer service. Second, the purchasing functions is the business control cycle. As you will know,